Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Keaton Hall. Showers and storms rolled across the region today, bringing heavy rain and gusty winds. Meteorologist Evan Hatter has the latest on our severe weather alert day. Evan.
Well, Keaton, so far so good. We had a grand total of 1 flash flood warning throughout the nighttime hours tonight. That was in Southwest Virginia. We've received no big-time reports of any damaging, or I should say damaging flooding, which is certainly good news. We did have a report of a tree down in Harlan County earlier, but other than that, we're in relatively decent shape. If you look very closely on the right side of your screen, the moon is out. Well, now you can't see it at all, but the moon was out there in UVA-wise camera. Looking nice. There it is there one more time. Flood watch continues through 8 o'clock in the morning, but notice out to the west, if you were with us earlier on, that was green all the way out from central Kentucky all the way back into West Kentucky. The flood watch has been let go in the bluegrass, and wouldn't shock me if we get let go early here as well. Few showers working through portions of Wayne County right now is about it when it comes to rain in the mountains. We'll be keeping an eye on the potential for, again, a few scattered showers and storms through tonight. We're not completely done, though, as we head into the overnight. Anything that does develop overnight, we're not expecting a ton of it, but anything that does could contain some brief heavy rain. Hence the level 2 slight risk for excessive rainfall overnight. Showers and storms could continue down to near 70 overnight. The latest on when we look to perhaps dry out a little is coming up in a few minutes. Keaton?
Thanks, Evan. We've seen the death toll increase in the days following the devastating floods that hit the region last week. But it's the stories of the lives saved and the hope restored that have many Kentuckians celebrating the helpers. With footage from the National Guard rescues, WYMT's Buddy Forbes shows us a glimpse at some of those helpers sent from the heavens.
When hurt and heartache cover the ground.
Just destruction on a level I haven't seen ever before.
Hope comes from above.
You guys, we're gonna have to get these people out here. The water's coming up on this one as well.
Completely different perspective. You really get a grand view of the situation and how bad it is.
The Kentucky National Guard got to work last week as waters raged below.
These were pretty unique rescues with a lot of floodwater, so lots of people stuck on roofs, multiple people in trees, and very technical and very difficult.
Going above and beyond.
Hunter did what now?
He stayed on the rooftop while Wally and them went to drop off.
Are they full?
I think he just stayed behind to help kind of get people out and ready to get evacuated.
Bringing her in.
Everything here for 1,800 above.
To pull their people out of the depths.
One patient in a gurney.
A lot of people are separated by floodwaters, and the not known of where your family members are at that time.
You guys doing okay?
We got 3 of the 5 right now.
They're going through a traumatic event, and then now we're hoisting them 100 feet plus into the air, so they're even more terrified.
Many hurt.
Hey, Smoke, be careful. That guy's got a busted shoulder. Just be gentle.
Many hopeless.
Well, this guy's been in the water for a long time.
Every person reeled in.
I got you.
Reeling with the reality of what is going on below.
Most of the time they're exhausted. Once I got to the aircraft with the patients I had, they just collapsed into the floor.
As their feet search for a place more solid than the foundations they once called home.
They'd been there for hours probably. They're just completely exhausted mentally and physically. They were very cold because they'd been out in the waters.
With their eyes in the sky.
It's the whole reason I joined the Guard.
Providing a sense of safety.
We had one where we were able to kind of give some good news to one of our victims that her husband had been rescued. We had rescued her husband right before we had come and rescued her.
When, for some,
Yeah, we got you, sir.
it is all they have left.
It's an awesome feeling to know that you did that. You were a part of that. reconnecting that family after something as tragic as this.
Taking on the wind and waters
But we're here till it's all done, and we'll stay here as long as it takes.
to lift the region back to its feet. Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Guard representatives say more than 500 lives were saved as part of their efforts. Nearly 80 of those hoisted from rooftops or trees to get them to safety. But they say the work to recover is not finished, and they plan to stick around until they've helped meet as many needs as possible. Homeowners across the region are working day and night to salvage whatever they can in their homes after the flood. Memories were damaged by the floodwater as pictures and collections were torn apart and covered in mud. Katrina Tilley, a flood victim in McRoberts, has been cleaning mud out of every building she owns, hoping to find something that still works.
These are our little buildings. One of them is where we kept the Kawasaki. And now we're working on it, trying to get it started, because we can't get it started because it was so high on it.
Tilley says her homeowner's insurance will not cover the flood damage, so she needs as much assistance as possible. The Associate Administrator of the Small Business Administration toured flood-torn parts of Perry and Knott counties today. Francisco Sanchez says he wanted to get a first-hand look at the damage left behind and wants the SBA to fully understand what the needs are in eastern Kentucky. Homeowners can request up to $200,000 in loans.
If you're a business, right now the competitive rate is 3.04%, up to $2 million for physical damage and another $2 million for economic injury.
Loans can be paid back over a 30-year period for both home and business loans. Owsley County is now one of a dozen counties in eastern Kentucky approved for individual assistance through FEMA. Samantha Valentino went to Owsley County today to see how families there are recovering.
We're really, in many ways, blessed.
Judge Executive Cale Turner says the eastern section of Owsley County was hit the hardest. He says they've been working ever since the flood to get the roads back to normal.
We've had a lot of good volunteers. We've had contractors come in there in the beginning, volunteered their equipment and workers.
Turner says about 8 homes were flooded. 5 of those are likely total losses. Despite the devastating damage here in the county, Turner says they're among the lucky ones.
Fortunately, we did not have any drownings in it. We were extremely fortunate in that manner. You know, material items can be replaced, and that we will. You know, it'll take some time. We're not going to recover tomorrow, but we can recover from it, and we will.
Above all, Turner is proud of the Owsley County community for the way they've come together.
It's just been a positive attitude everywhere you look, and you know, the communities come together like a community should come together. And you know, we should remember going forward, hopefully when this thing is over, that everybody keeps community attitude and looking out for other folks. And you know, I know this is a wonderful little community to live in, and I'm personally just proud of it.
In Owsley County, Samantha Valentino, WKYT.
Governor Andy Beshear confirms the death toll is still 37, and KSP says 2 people are still missing. More counties are now eligible for FEMA assistance. People in Leslie, Magoffin, Martin, and Whitley counties can apply for individual assistance. These counties join Breathitt, Clay, Floyd, Knott, Letcher, Owsley, Perry, and Pike. You can find more information and the link to apply over on our website at WYMT.com. Earlier today, doctors and nurses from ARH left the hospital on ATVs and went out into the community. They took medical supplies, tetanus shots, and hepatitis A shots to people who live in flood areas where they can't get out of their house or just haven't had time.
When you see this, it humbles you really quickly. So the idea is that this is not a quick event, a quick recovery. This is an ongoing situation, and we just want everybody to know that this is the long haul. So whatever we can do to help, we're going to stay on it. Just happy to be able to provide some relief.
They've been out in the community for the past couple of days trying to help as many people as they can. Corporations across the country have come to eastern Kentucky to help serve flood victims. Papa John's stationed their mobile food truck in Neon to feed victims in the area. Franchise business partner Brad Bailey says people have been lined up since they got there, and they're honored to feed them.
We're out here to serve 7,000 pizzas in 3 days. That's our mission, and we're definitely on pace to do it. And we're excited about the opportunity to help and give back to everybody that's pulling up here.
Papa John's will be in Neon for one more day. There are also other food vendors spread across the region. We want to remind you that we're partnering with WKYT in Lexington and WSAZ in Charleston, Huntington, West Virginia for Appalachia Rises, a week of giving. Our goal is to support the ARH Foundation Fund for Flood Relief and the Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky Crisis Fund. Hazard native Joe Kraft and his wife, former UN Ambassador Kelly Knightcraft, will match every dollar raised for the Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky Crisis Fund up to $1.5 million. You can get involved in the fundraising effort by scanning that QR code on your screen you see right there. We'll be right back after this break.
Everything Breaks is a new kind of auto protection plan that gives you more. You gotta